live.
We're live from the HQ. This is the HQ, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, dedicated viewers. This is episode
67.
No, this is episode. Wait. This is episode 5 of the Method Podcast. And some of you may notice the Small Chomper is actually gone, and that is because I am a depressing individual. I am currently in my dorm over Thanksgiving break, and the Small Chomper has retreated to his native land. Right, I'm not going to dox him, but he has retreated to his native land, so he is spending quality time with his family there, having a grand old time. And I am in the dorm podcasting, but it's actually not. I'll explain a little bit later. But this is our guest for the 5th episode. You should introduce yourself a little bit.
Right.
Hi, my name's Sennen. I'm a competitive powerlifter. I recently competed at Scottish Nationals, and I'm hopefully competing for Team Scotland next year. I was also Henrik's, the host's co-worker over the summer. We both found out that we are very high functioning. We both like lifting and we like eating food. So it just kicked off perfectly. I was lying in my bed, trying to figure out what to do today for Thanksgiving break. And Henrik reached out and was like, yo, you should come on the podcast. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. This is going to be great. This is going to be really fun. Hopefully my car doesn't get towed after this, but we'll see. It should be good. So stick around. We're going to be answering questions and eating food.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's actually got Chipotle right now, which was a little bit of a kernel from my Santa's sack. You know what I mean? I gave him a kernel from my sack. It was a free code. And I actually mainly gave it to him as a little bit of a test run because I'm not exactly sure how these codes were supposed to work. I have multitudes of them.
You just take it, scan it in the front.
You just scan it in the front. It
Show
works.
all of them on screen so people know I'm joking.
Yeah, so the code number is actually WR. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was a free code that I received from somebody, and I will not name because, yeah, whatever. But it's not exciting, you guys. It's like maybe like think of like the least exciting person who could give you like a code for free food. It's like what it is. There's nothing going on. And this person, you know, like sometimes is slightly unreliable, which is fine.
It happens.
Right, and so I just wanted to make sure that it worked, and so it does. And so now I'm very thankful for these codes. I will be using these frequently. But I'm gonna get into some of the questions now.
Do it.
For the podcast, and I don't know if I should turn this music off. I'm just gonna turn this music off because
Put some chill stuff on.
chill stuff. Oh, that's a good idea actually. Wait, see, you can do this on your phone. You know how you can control another device, Spotify, from your phone.
Yeah. I don't have Spotify, I have Apple Music.
Okay, first question of the podcast. Tell us a little bit about having, like, I don't want to say like a lower, like, intelligence, but like being like a subhuman life form, right? Because obviously you use Apple Music, right?
Yeah.
So that's like, tell us about it. Like how does it feel going every day listening to the inferior music streaming platform? No, you hold
It's
the mic,
great.
hold the mic.
Well, that's another example of lower intelligence. However, I do have a tested IQ of 148, so
Holy cow. He's a genius.
I'm a genius, guys, somewhat. Apple Music. I mean, shout out Apple Music.
Isn't there like no difference basically?
There's no difference
There's
now.
basically
They
no
added
difference.
crossfade and like
Yeah.
auto mixing.
And I don't even use
So-
this anyways. Like, I just use Spotify because that's what my mom has, and she got like the family subscription or whatever.
And that's the same thing for me with Apple Music. Like, I don't really want to switch. And I've had people be like, why do you have Apple Music?
It doesn't matter.
I have a bloody iPhone. Like, I use Apple Music. I like Apple Music. It's easy. I can add songs to my library and I don't have to make playlists, so I can just listen to whatever I want, whenever I want.
Wait, you don't? What do you mean you don't have to make playlists?
I don't really make playlists. I'll make some.
What?
Yeah.
You don't make playlists?
I don't make playlists.
Dude.
I make some specific ones for like different lifts and stuff, but I just kind of click shuffle. Like 1 second you're listening to like Grouse and Kite, next second you're listening to like Mongolian throat singing. Or,
The Who.
Huh?
You know The Who?
Yeah. My
Ooh.
dad saw them.
Dude, your dad saw The Who?
My dad's a huge fan of the Who.
Yo, that's kind of like a deep dig.
I mean, my dad's a big fan of the Who, Oasis,
I don't know
The
Oasis.
Smiths. Ooh, I gotta put you on Oasis.
Is it a Mongolian band?
No, Oasis is British. It's the Gallagher brothers. You know the song Wonderwall?
Oh, that's where I remembered it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know, The Who's interesting actually. I remember I saw this video on Instagram, and it was about this guy, and he would go through the. Huh? Yeah.
Hello, Steven.
Hello, Steven. Dude, yeah. Another fact about Sennen, he really loves Steven. Hello, Steven, the meme. You know, he actually put me onto that meme.
Good
Yeah,
name.
it's a really good meme. But I saw this video on Instagram where this guy walked through. I think it was actually in Seattle, but he was doing the thing where it's like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you listening to?" And then the guy was like, "Oh, I'm listening to The Who." But then the twist for this specific content creator was that he would actually reach out to the band and get this guy a concert. So he basically got this guy a free plane ticket and concert ticket to go fly to Mongolia to Ulaanbaatar and see The Who. Have you seen this video?
Yes.
And so I think that actually is maybe another good question is, you know, what are your opinions on this current like internet zeitgeist, like the current zeitgeist on the internet, where it seems like almost every social human interaction is kind of sold? Because it's actually kind of an interesting and like meta-analysis on like the internet's condition, because what's really happening is we're kind of commodifying real human interactions since everybody is online so
Humans
much.
become products, right?
What do you think of it?
Humans become products, right? Anything you do, anything you say could be marketed or turned into a product.
Like this podcast.
Exactly. I think it's important to not let those things have a price be put on them. I study economics, and when looking at the values of Karl Marx, when you get exploited as an individual, that kind of creates an inequality in society where you have people benefiting off of others' talents. And I think that while I don't fully agree with the works of Karl Marx, that's a good point that he made, because it's important to stick to yourself and do things just for the sake of doing them without regarding money. I think money is useful for sure, but at the end of the day, it's paper. We're humans. We have interactions, and I'd like to have interactions with people without them shoving advertisements in my face. I think like there are plenty of athletes I've interacted with in the powerlifting scheme where they are part of like a bigger program or part of like a bigger group, and they are trying to market towards other people. It turns into a pyramid scheme, and you can see this in almost any other industry.
I've noticed that as well.
It's really annoying. Like I
think powerlifting's kind of unique because it's a very close-knit community, so I think it becomes a little bit more aggravating than maybe it would in other.
Exactly, like the whole thing of like buying bench mats and stuff. You can just go to you can just go to Target and buy a cooking sheet, and it works exactly the same, and it's like $30 less.
Yeah.
I think the issue with overconsumption specifically is the fact like you don't like. It's the obvious answer. You don't need it. I like this hat. I'll probably buy other hats in my life, but looking at it from a complete utility perspective, I don't need the hat. I don't need another hat if I already have one. I just think I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I think it's important to realize what you have and be grateful for it, and recognize your talents and stuff and exercise those talents for the sake of doing it out of love instead of doing it just for money, because it changes your approach to things. If you approach everything in the idea of I'm going to get rich, you're not going to. Some of you might, but I think it's important to do something that you genuinely believe that you can be better at. It's kind of my take on that.
I agree in like most aspects of that, especially with the overconsumption thing. I think a really big thing for me with overconsumption. I think a very good object to kind of use as an example is my hat actually, which maybe I'll put up a little bit. Oh, ignore my hair. Up to the thing. I don't know if you can see, but it has okay. It's not nasty. I wash it regularly, right? But it has like sweat stains on it from. I wear it like almost every day, and that's for the past basically like it's coming up on 2 years. And this hat is a. I think it's like a quote unquote denim, like fabric hat. It's advertised as denim.
Acid wash.
It's just like a. It's actually not acid. It came pure black. It's just because I've used it so much. Like it's kind of, it's faded a bit. But it's just a blank black hat from Gurin Bros. It's not even on their website. I found it on Amazon because I just wanted the pure black hat. And then I got a, because I'm very into lifting, right? Like just as this guy is. So I got a Rogue. I don't know if any of y'all know Rogue Barbell USA.
Oh, yeah.
I just got a Rogue patch and my mom knitted it on for me. So it also has sentimental value, but it's a great hat. I mean, it has a sweat ring. It's really nothing fancy, right? It's just a hat. But the key aspect of what I'm trying to talk about with consumers and whatnot is I bought this one hat for like $40. The patch was like $3. And then I've been wearing it for like almost 2 years. Now I'm not like trying to like tout my own horn like, oh, I'm so frugal. I don't feed into the predatory capitalistic system, right? Because I do. Like I buy other stuff. Like I bought 2 sweatshirts from Old Navy that I didn't really need, and they turned out to be kind of poop because I was trying to get like an oversized gym thing, but they're kind of poop, so I don't actually wear them. But that was a waste, right? But I will say there is an aspect of like buying things for yourself where certain things you should only really have like one of, like maybe 2. Like for example, my opinion. Actually, this may step on a few toes, but watches. I think maybe like 1 or 2. Yeah, fragrances as well. A lot of high end, like things that are thought of as more high end, I think you only really need 1 of. Whereas people are pushed to buy more and more and more. It's like, I don't know, back in 1950, it used to be you just had like 2 pairs of jeans or something and like 3 t-shirts and a belt. Yeah, you know, and it's like there's no reason you need really any more than that. But people are pushed to buy more and more stuff. And there's also like planned obsolescence, and it's a lot of technology products where Apple will make batteries deplete faster than they actually should, and software will be artificially weakened with time and that kind of stuff. So there's some things where you're kind of forced to buy something else, which also shouldn't be a thing. But I think I don't know. I think it's good to not be the ideal consumer. Maybe if you have a hobby, being the ideal consumer, as long as it's not financially irresponsible for that one hobby, I would consider is maybe okay. Because like, especially if you're really into it. So for example, like powerlifting, like if you're gonna like if there's like a, for example, this brand right here, like Worker, like Sennen's really into powerlifting. Worker's a great brand that's like, it's like a real brand, very communal, right? I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the most like consumerist, I mean maybe in some aspect, but just like buy like from every drop they have, because you're supporting like a real thing and it's not completely shallow. And as far as I've heard from him, the quality is pretty good, so it's not like he's wasting his money, right? But it's not just like he's going to Gap like every month and buying a shirt.
I bought this shirt, I bought this shirt probably like a few months ago, and I've had like their hoodies from about a year ago. Shout out Sean/Wheeze. Great brand. Love you guys' stuff. I've been using it since. Like, I've put this stuff through like really intense workouts, and it still works perfectly fine. And for me, at least, it's good to know that there are brands out there that are still people first and quality first, instead of just making a profit or just getting people just to buy it. Because I think it's important to buy garments that are actually going to last you a long time. My dad still has shirts from the 90s that he wears. And like, finding what works for you and what you like to wear and just kind of holding on to that, I feel like is such an important financial decision today. If you're buying equipment for sports or athletics, I think that's a little bit different. But specifically when it comes to clothing, it is extremely consumerist and extremely feeding into over consumption. I find it a little scary, like when you're looking at stuff like Temu and Shein. I can't really fathom like just.
I don't actually know anyone who's bought from that though. That's what's confusing me, because you hear, oh my gosh, like billions of dollars. Actually, I don't even know.
It's the same thing with.
Who's buying it? Like, I don't even know.
It's the same thing with
scary.
OnlyFans. Like, these girls are making a lot of money off of it, but.
Bro, it's not even. People are like, oh, like it's the girl's fault. Like, no, like
there's
hundreds of millions of dudes. Like, what are you doing with your life, bro? Like, genuinely.
It is like it's parts.
Sad, but it's also.
It's sad, but like, it is your homeboy paying for this stuff. Like, it's just I can't get behind that. I can't get that. There's a genuine audience for this stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's kind of crazy.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah,
going back,
that one specifically, next level. That's
going back to the whole overconsumption thing. Is like, you don't need it. Genuinely, you don't need it, and unless you really like it. However, people are gonna push you and try and convince you that you like it.
Exactly.
I think
that's why, like, what I do is I just put something on a list, right? So there's like this pair of boots that I've had on my list, right, for like over like a year and a half, and it's a very expensive pair of boots. It's like a $700 pair of boots. They're like, but the thing, they're like handmade, stitched down construction, Horween tannery leather, brown chromic cell specifically, like all like. Okay. It's like I'm kind of like a little bit of a boot nerd, but they're handmade in Washington State, in Nick's Boots.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's 3 big brands in Spokane. It's Nick's, White's, and JK Boots.
Oh, cool.
But like all like basically, in my opinion, the best boots in the world are made in Spokane. But they're very, very good. But the idea is that if you buy them, then you don't ever, because you can just get them resold at a cobbler, right? Which for some of you people who are not equipped with as an extensive lexicon as I am, right?
Damn.
See. That was super performative and elitist, right? That was like next level, right? See, I was actually talking to my brother yesterday about how my vernacular was large. He goes, "Wait, do you know what that means?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's like no." He's like, "No. That actually means like the common language of a certain area. So, for example, your English vernacular in the South is different from in the North." And so I was like, "Oh, that actually makes more sense." So then, what is the like look up what the definition is for a word, or like what is the word for someone's mental dictionary? So it's like your personal lexicon. So now what I'm gonna start using. It's like super performative.
I think vocabulary now as well is like super important, because you hear people using like these words to try and sound smart. Like Henrik actually like knows his shit.
Dude, pseudo-intellectuals,
performative males.
What do you mean believe, bro?
Yeah. Like, people use the word niche a lot without actually understanding what it means.
Boy who cried niche.
Yeah, the boy who cried niche. I think there's a difference between talking about something being unique and niche. Niche is like not everyone is going to like it.
No, niche very specifically means like it's okay. Actually, never mind. I think in reference
like,
to fragrances, but
I'm looking at it in fragrance terms
in
as well.
fragrance, it just means that a brand that only makes perfume.
Yeah.
Because it means like it's their niche. But in that context, like, if it's the brand's niche...
But some of them do some stuff that's, like, crazy. Like, you'll see notes of, like, gunpowder or blood.
Yeah,
or, like...
Tuscavat.
Absolute evil. You know, like, stuff like that. But I think too many people try and be unique with... And the issue is the more effort you put in to try and stand out, the more you blend in with everyone else. It's like the quote... Everyone wants to be super, but when everyone's super, no one is. And I feel like more people aren't being their true selves as a result of that. Because you get all these things on social media telling you to go one way or to stand out. But are you really standing out if you're following advice from social media? And I admit to that myself, that there are some things that I do that I've seen on social media. I'm like, oh, cool. That's a cool idea. I'm going to try that out. That's what it should be used for. However, I do fall into some of the lines of style trends and, like new programming updates for powerlifting specifically, of just saying, oh, high volumes vaulted, low volumes vaulted. Everyone has different views on this stuff, but it's what matters and what works for you that's important.
Yeah. For example, I've been told by this guy that my workout program is very, very high volume. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I just like it. That's what okay. This is also a thing. Unless you're like a competitive powerlifter or bodybuilder, I think like unless I feel like most people would. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just
Okay.
have
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I think most people will be able to concede the point that unless you're one of these very specialized individuals, what will get you the most progress in the gym is just doing what you enjoy, because that's just why I go, honestly. Like for example, this guy just really enjoys powerlifting, right?
I just do it.
And so that's why he makes the most progress, right? I really enjoy, like, realistically what's actually just bodybuilding, and then I just have like a heavy bench day
Yeah.
at the beginning of my push workouts,
kind of
basically.
You found your
Yeah, and that's just what works.
niche.
That's just what works for me. Um, but what I was gonna say is I feel like, okay, some things that people talk about on social media where they say, oh, social media is influencing people in this way or in that way, right? And like one example could be people following trends and not being true to themselves and being quote unquote performative, or another thing may be like consumerist type stuff. It was like, oh, people are buying more stuff that they shouldn't buy now. So, okay, some of those things are absolutely a result of social media, and some of those things I feel like are just kind of a part of human nature. Like I have this sneaking suspicion that people were always buying maybe more stuff than they actually needed at
Yeah.
all times of whenever there's been a market economy in the world, if they could afford it. Which the thing is, like, stuff is made so much more affordable now. Like a lot of smaller things. Obviously, the bigger things are less affordable.
But there's a reason for it.
Yeah, it's because it's trying to
Costs.
drain your yeah.
Exactly. There's an economic problem talking about population growth relative to supply needed to match it, and at some point there will be a natural regulator for population. When you look at history and stuff like the Black Plague or the Black Death, I mixed the names up, but that killed a lot of people, but that also compensated for the fact that there was more ability to supply those who survived. And when you look at how humanity's headed as well, we could be facing something big like that, say, who knows, 50 years, 60 years, 60 years down the line. Um, but I think it's important to know where your money is going and why these things are so cheap. It comes at a cost. When you look at a lot of rich people and you see how much they've changed from when they got that much money and from before, some people just, change. And they have more money than sense. I'm kind of losing my train of thought here.
Yo, I'm feeling the train of thought being lost, but there's something that's being, he's digging at something. You know what I mean? So I feel like, so I feel like maybe there's something to be found there.
I agree. Going back, what was...
Oh wait, I think I know what you're trying to get at.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to describe what I think it is. What I think he might be saying is, now there's a lot of people, and it takes a very small amount of money to produce certain goods. And those certain goods, the reason they cost a small amount of money to produce is because they're made at the expense of other people, maybe halfway across the world. Am I on some sort of track? It's like some dude in India is like getting all the sugar for your Coke, and that's why your soft drink costs $2 and whatnot, right? And then people who profit off of that, and people who make a lot of money off of that kind of system, like by nature, are maybe going to be like less whole than they were before, just because of how things are made. And it's not like it's not necessarily true that they're a dude making, for example, like ridiculously expensive belts, and it's just this guy in a shed in the bayou in Louisiana, like slaving away, and it's like his life's work, and that's why he's rich. It's like, no, the person's rich because they like have a bunch of spreadsheets managed for them. And
I think the biggest key to gaining wealth, and while I am not a rich person, I'm not a billionaire, I feel in some senses it's learning how to automate and create systems that do things for you, so that way you don't have to spend your mental energy on them. I think that's an important part of personal success, where eventually the stuff becomes automatic.
so you can focus on bigger things or improving those systems. And when you see a lot of rich people, they got really good at it, creating systems before it became a demand. And I think if you're able to predict demand, that's where money can be made. When you see, like, everyone wants to be an online coach now. I coach some people for powerlifting. Everybody wants to do it, but anyone can get a degree. Anyone can go get a certificate and say, I've done this. But they don't actually have the real experience or the understanding as an athlete to be a proper coach. And admittedly, there are things that I work on myself that I could be better with. However, it is an incredibly saturated market to the point that now you see creators, like look at Noel Diesel. He branched off into fragrances and like another alternate account. They're finding other groups to appeal to because they noticed that there was a shift in demand based on the interests as their audience got older. When you look at a lot of Minecraft YouTubers like Sky Does Minecraft, PewDiePie, or like say Dan TDM, or who's that other guy's name? Stampy. Most of us like grew up with those YouTubers. We don't really watch them much anymore, but it's because they stopped. They saw a market opportunity. They decided to invest in it, and it was the right time, right place situation that they were able to do it. And I think that's where real money's to be made if you can figure out what people are looking towards next, right before it happens.
Yeah, it's probably true. I know I'm probably too stupid to ever do this. I think the best idea that I've ever had for a marketable product was I'm not even going to say it because the Small Chomper clowned on me so much every single time that I brought it up. Now, I just feel like it's stupid now, so I don't even want to say what it was. But I thought, so it's like, people like have those whiteboards on their dorm doors, right? And it's like, oh, like this is the Small Chomper and the Rik Friend. I'm the Rik Friend, by the way.
You're the Rik Friend?
That's my nickname. Yeah.
Ain't no way.
He gave me that nickname because I kept correcting his grammar. But you like write their name on it and like cute stuff, right? So what I'm thinking is you make a I can't even say it without laughing because now it just sounds so stupid to me because you just shit on me. You guys, the Small Chomper is negative Nelly, bro. Like such a negative Nelly. Anyways, he's not even here to defend himself. I can say whatever I want about him.
Damn.
But no, it's okay. Not literally. I won't say anything, right? Or everything. I'll say a few select little tidbits, right? Anyways, I figured I could make some kind of screen that is connected to like some sort of app, and you could customize it to change with the hours and whatever. So it's like more
personal.
It's more personal, and you can customize it more.
Digital display.
And you could kind of put that on the door, and then it would have like maybe like a little whiteboard thing below it, and it could be like modular maybe. I don't know. And then it has like the charging cable would be very discreet, and it would come with like anchors and whatnot, so you could have it be super secure.
I think that's
through the door
idea.
To the outlet. But I don't know. Like I don't know who would actually buy it.
I think a lot of people would if it expresses their own personal creativity.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think when you're looking at individuality, and a lot of people wanting to stand out.
Duality.
Huh?
Is it? Never mind.
Individuality.
Yeah. It just sounded kind of like duality.
By Slipknot?
Yeah, by Slipknot. Right there. You guys,
Yeah.
Slipknot.
Ignore my sneezes.
Poster.
I'm not very nonchalant about it.
No, you shouldn't be nonchalant about anything in life, actually. That's my opinion.
Exactly.
I feel like if I could live by one motto, right? The actual motto is maybe a little more interesting, but the motto I'm going to go with for like when I say I'm going to live by one motto, if it was like, what are your values on the sheet? Which, by the way, why are we writing down our values in English class? Bro, come on. Anyways, my one value is to live life passionately. You know what I mean? With chalantness. With chalantness? Chalantness?
Just being chalant.
No, chalant isn't actually a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, though.
Just being expressive,
Yeah.
I think.
Being very true to yourself, because,
I think it's important to, at some points, look at some things and be like, well, this isn't that big of a deal in the long term. But if you approach every scenario like that, what are you doing? There's no significance in your life. I think most people hold off emotions till the last minute. I think it's more important that you deal with the emotions in that instant, in that moment, and sit with it. Like, actually fully move through that emotion. So that way you don't face it coming out, like, say, 2 or 3 years down the line. I think the whole when you go to like nightclubs or like EDM shows and everyone has their phone out, it's not because
that's kind of
Yeah.
dystopia. I understand. I'm not the kind of guy to go to a club ever.
No.
Actually, I plan on I have not drinking alcohol yet. I've never smoked weed, nothing like that. Right? I plan on never doing so, which I know is like that maybe out of the norm now, but it's whatever.
I think
that's just my personal choice, but I also would never want to like go to a rave or whatever. But I don't judge people who do that. It's fine. But if you do go to a rave, the whole point of going to rave, at least
Go
from
have fun.
what I perceive it to be, is to have fun. Which I will say, a rave may be a little bit different than a nightclub.
I think so.
Yeah.
I went to an EDM show a few weeks ago and I
Finish
left
recording
5
it,
minutes
like-
in. I wasted like $20, but I left 5 minutes in because I turned to my friend. I'm just like, yo, like, it's cool you guys are doing this. I just genuinely, this isn't my kind of fun. I like watching shows on my phone lying in bed. And
Yeah,
I like
that's
going to the
valid,
gym.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I like a good house party, like going to a place where people are talking and like you're able to sit down and talk. But when people, I haven't been to parties like this, but from what I've heard, it's like people doing lines and stuff and just like getting absolutely fucked up. I just, like, what's the fun in that? Everyone
hey.
there's miserable.
Hey man, you know nothing, okay, bro?
No. But, like, genuinely, where's the fun in that? I think when you look at, like, drinking culture in the U.S., a lot of people use it as compensation for emotional baggage instead of actually addressing the baggage that they have. And I find it very interesting when people try and say, yeah, I'm very honest with my emotions, I'm very honest with myself. Clearly not, because you're masking it with substances. And given I have, like, there have been times, like, you know, I've thought about doing substances as a masking effect, but that's just never been an action or a consideration I have had directly, because I feel like it's important that, like, say, the easiest stimulant to talk about is caffeine. A lot of people get tired and use caffeine as a stimulant. I took an energy drink before coming here because I've had a very long day and I'm going to have a very long day tomorrow and a very long evening tonight. When people start using it as like the first thing that they wake up in the morning, when people start using it as just like a little boost during the day, I feel like that's when you fall into a life of dependency on it. And in full honesty, I've been very dependent on caffeine and stimulants to keep me awake because of what I do for powerlifting, what I do for school, and just in general, I'm a very busy person. I just think that if you're doing it because you enjoy the experience, you enjoy the taste of energy drinks, or you enjoy the feeling caffeine gives you, that's very much different than being, I'm absolutely buggered this morning, I'm gonna have like an energy drink and just get the class. You're gonna crash and burn eventually, and you need to acknowledge that and come to terms with it, or change something about it now.
I think caffeine may be like a good low risk, like small model of the general idea that you shouldn't use something as a sort of band-aid. I don't know.
You're putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, good analogy, or whatever. I said a metaphor. You know what? Whatever. My only English class of college is done this quarter, so it's fine.
You already
But
finished?
Hmm?
You already finished?
no, it's almost done. Yeah, it's almost done. It's like December 13th or something. Yeah, I'm getting close.
Keep the lineup though.
But oh yeah, that's actually another question that I had that I'll get to right after I finish this thought.
Let's get some more questions rolling.
Yes. What I was about to say
Yes.
is you should sit with your emotions instead of masking them with substances or whatever. You know, I would never drink. I don't really care if people drink. I don't really understand it because it's actual poison for your body.
I've
But
had
I used to judge. I don't really judge anymore because it's just there's no point, honestly.
I've had it every now and then, but like every now and then is once or twice a year for me,
Yeah,
and that's
it's
enough
whatever.
to say that like I don't drink in general, like consistently.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I don't really get it.
It's your
But
choice.
the point being, if you're actually using it to mask your emotions, I don't know. I feel like, this is my high moral horse, right? I feel like if you're a human, you've been given the great gift of experiencing a wide variety of emotions. By masking them with substances, you're partially doing yourself a dishonor about like your nature as a being.
It's the same thing with doom scrolling.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. Don't get me on that. I sat for 5 hours in my bed yesterday doing that.
No, same.
I'm taking it as a lesson though because I haven't done it yet today, and it genuinely terrified me. So it might not happen again.
There's
Actually,
a thing that kind of made me reframe doom scrolling is the fact that it's not just that it fries your dopamine. When you look at these videos and you're scrolling through, I saw this on a YouTube video as well. Each video is going viral for one specific reason, and it's to trigger an emotion. And each video that's viral has triggered that emotion the best. So when you're going through these videos, say you see a cat dying to McDonald's,
Yes.
to someone getting proposed to,
oh, amazing.
someone hitting a PR,
Let's
to
go.
like some sort of testosterone edit,
Sigma.
then back down to saying goodbye to my grandma for the last time. You went through a whole emotional roller coaster in the matter of, I think, like 10 seconds. If you just are scrolling through it. At the
Fries your brain,
it
bro.
fries your emotional regulation to the point that when you get off it, and I know this because I struggle with scrolling, it leaves you in a state of emotional sort of cognitive dissonance. And you don't know how you feel, and it's like you end up with a little bit of a hangover. So now, for me, it's reframed how I approach Instagram, and as a creator on there, I try and make content instead of consuming it. And admittedly, I do still scroll. I am subject to my own vices, as is everyone else. But it's important to acknowledge it, make a conscious effort to change it. That's where it runs different.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so in reference to the Instagram, okay, this is one of the questions that I'm going to go to next. But I'll have you react to some videos and tell me what you think about them. So just have this microphone next to you. So these are just some things that I've seen.
Okay.
So what do you think of that one? What do you think of that?
Was that just a dude eating an egg?
I actually am not quite sure what it is, but
I think that was a dude eating an egg. I don't know how to feel about that.
or it was a chicken giving birth to an egg and they put the video in reverse.
Maybe. It could be either or. That was quite...
Cloaca.
It was quite interesting, yeah.
Okay, what do you think about this one?
Okay. That's 100% AI.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. I also had another one like ready here. Oh, I deleted
Good
this
heavens.
one. Okay, there's that. Okay, next question.
Yes.
Would you like to go with? Okay, I'll give you 3 questions you can choose from.
Do it.
Like, what is your? Okay, this is not like supposed to be like a me. Okay, I'm going to preface this by saying, like, I am genuinely. Okay, see now I can't even ask it. No, okay, wait. Like genuine question.
Yes.
What are your like favorite like Jewish foods, holidays, that kind of stuff? Other question, top 3 seals and what is so awesome about seals? And then the third question is beard advice.
Beard advice.
Because your freaking beard is awesome.
I'm going to go with beard advice, actually, because
yeah,
I think for a lot of dudes...
I don't even think I can grow a beard, to be honest with you. Like, I
I'm
think it's actually impossible.
going to give you the hard truth. You see how it connects down? If this doesn't connect,
You can get away with your mustache not connecting. If this doesn't connect, don't grow a beard. You're either going to get, like, mutton chops on the side, or you're going to end up with a goatee, and it's just not going to look good. I think that if you get, like, the mustache and goatee combo, you look like you'd call me something on the street. I'm not even going to lie. I think, but for those that do have a beard, I'm going to be so for real. Make sure you are putting beard oil in that every day and using some sort of rinse in the shower for it and trimming it up weekly. I think that's such an important skill for people if you are trying to grow a beard. I'm not going to give advice on how to grow a beard because either you can do it or you can't. It's entirely genetic, and you look good either way, with or without it. And it's important to have confidence in that as well. I think that with some beards, it might need more care than others, depending on your hair type and stuff like that. But if you're curious about it, go to your local sort of like dermatologist or like barbershop, and they can give you advice on like how to best keep your hair hydrated and stuff. I just use some beard oil, beard balm, and I comb it every morning because I don't know if you know this, but you kiss a girl and your beard isn't well kept, she can get like red marks on her face from it because
Yeah, that's messed up, bro.
yeah, it's a little gross.
And it's completely on you too. It's irresponsible. Yeah, you're just choosing to. That's just messed up, man.
Yeah, for a while, I kind of thought my beard was looking good until I was living in Scotland. Some dude just like decided to completely just cut my shit like smooth off, basically. Not like shave it, but he like trimmed it to about as low as it is now, and it looks a lot better. So, like, length doesn't matter either. Just go with what feels right and what people think. Don't listen to people about it, but like, if it's something that you get some general observations on and you feel like it adds to your aesthetic, I'd say go for it.
You want to choose one of the other questions to go for?
Ooh, yeah. Favorite Jewish foods?
And holiday. And like what makes and like why you like it in particular.
I'm gonna be so for real. I think bagels and lox is overrated. And I'm gonna get some flack for that. But come on, there are like way better bagel combos. Like you tell me you're not gonna get mustard.
Bro, see, it's only funny because it's him saying it. This guy in particular, I mean, dude, like I can't even hate it. But he's like the guy, like it's like, dude, I was in my lecture, right? Professor says 6'7". You know, given I am maybe like, I don't know, maybe a fifth of this lecture's freshman. I'm in the front of the class, by the way. I turn around. I'm like, who is anyone here? No one is doing anything. And then this guy sees me. I think out of pity, he goes like this. Like it was humiliating. So now I'm careful. But this is the guy where like even if no one is in the lecture, like being 6'7", like he's like he's freaking out. Like he's actually like he's gonna be tweaking.
I think it's important for people to laugh. Like even if it's like over some stupid stuff,
being
just
silly,
laugh.
Bro, being silly is important.
Yeah. What's like? I'm 21. Like I'm a grown.
Oh, it's so over, bro.
I'm a grown. Yeah,
so
I'm
over,
unk.
dude.
I'm a grown ass man. But like I still have like a really, really like whack sense of humor. So, you know, just be yourself. Going back to your thing, Jewish foods. There's way better foods like mustard, pickles.
Mustard is Jewish?
No, I'm just talking about bagel orders. Like cream cheese and lox with capers, I'm not gonna lie, is overrated. There's way better things if you want to hit your macros or like for taste. I just don't like it. I don't know. Gefilte fish as well. We don't need that. Like
is that the fish in a jar?
Yes. Why does that exist? Like most of these foods are made out of survival. Why are we still eating them? We're not trying to survive anything now. It's kind of cool, but I'm not picking up like bald fish at like a supermarket. However, I don't actually know what constitutes Jewish food as a Jewish person, However, I think matzo ball soup is something we do really well, and we do bagels really well in addition to that. However, I don't really know what defines Jewish cuisine because it can come from any part of the world. And anyone can make it. It's the same with any sort of religious food. Anyone can make it. I don't think that there's one group that does it better than another. However, you have to acknowledge the origins of where it came from first. I kind of went a little deep with that, but I think
I've seen some interesting things online.
brisket.
Yo, I'm low-key not about to say. Yo, because this kind of insane. Because I'm not about to say some certain things in this podcast,
Same.
right? But it's like, you know, I feel like a conversation about food like shouldn't be political.
It's just
right?
how, like,
it's just so weird. Like
it's-
people will get angry. Bro.
I have
like,
Turkish and Greek friends that get over the argument of gyros, and like
I always thought
origins.
gyros were Greek, bro.
I think they're Greek,
But
but like
I thought gyros were Greek, but shawarma is Turkish. So I always thought that like the meat they put on the gyro is like Turkish, but then I assumed like someone started making gyros in Greece.
they get into arguments about this all the
Turkey
time.
forever.
Ooh, I don't know if we can bring that up here.
No, it's too controversial.
Yeah,
bro.
it's too controversial.
Turkey, Greece, too controversial.
I
Israeli food, not controversial.
I think it's important. Like, I'm not gonna.
Jewish food.
Yeah, Jewish food. I think Jewish food's pretty good.
I mean, Jewish food is actually less controversial than Israeli food. I guess that's
Yeah.
maybe what I'm thinking.
I don't really want to bring up politics because
Yeah. We're not. We don't do politics here. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't do politics.
But I actually don't really know. I grew up more with British food than Jewish food.
What's
so
British? What content is? What's an example of British food?
Good old Sunday roast. Some roast beef.
Oh.
Yorkshire pudding, gravy, Brussels sprouts, carrots. That's pretty good. I remember my grandmother making that whenever I'd go over.
No, see, that's valid, but it's just like whenever I go to Britain and I see what people are eating, it's just like,
Bro,
it's like, it's not even like British food, bro. It's just like,
well,
it's like, it's you know, like when you go into a restaurant and you go and you look on the menu, right? And you're like, wow, there's so many options here. And then you just order the food and then it comes to you and you eat it. Like, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
it depends on what you're eating though. Like the region, like Scotland. Shout out Scotland, probably my favorite country.
Blood pudding's really good.
Should be a country. Maybe.
Scotland forever.
Yeah, Scotland forever. I think.
Oh yeah, another question. Scotland discussion. What makes Scotland so great? That's one of the questions.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's carry into that because we were talking about the food.
Yes.
Like a good old sticky toffee pudding, haggis, neeps, and tatties.
Toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding.
What is that? Is that like?
Think like a really dense cake that has like a sort of semi-burnt flavor
That
with
sounds
like.
good.
Have you ever had toffee? It's like caramel with a darker flavor.
Yeah, I know.
And it's drizzled over that with a little bit of like
I have a
ice
gift.
cream.
I actually have a gift for you. It's
Oh, it's
food.
food.
Can you spare me a gift, money wise?
Oh boy, I'm scared. Ah, stroopwafel. It's Dutch.
From Costco, you guys.
Yes, I love these.
Make sure to like kind of hold your hand over it if you eat it, because it's like crummy.
I'm gonna get crumbs every. No, I'm joking. I also think like Scottish people are really nice.
Yeah, when I went to Scotland, everybody was really nice.
Yeah,
And Edinburgh's a beautiful city.
Edinburgh is beautiful. Shout out Glasgow for keeping the industry going. As someone who grew up both British and American, my heart's in the UK. I'm actually kind of looking at moving back there at some point, just because I just love it there. I mean, I spent 6 months in Scotland, and I like people there are just so genuine, it's really nice.
Genuinely.
The nature there is also quite beautiful.
Highlands.
The Highlands actually are within the same mountain range as the Appalachians, but they split. Fun fact.
I did not know that. I didn't know that Appalachian was really old.
Yeah, they're both really old.
Just
So
like you,
overall,
Unk.
I'm gonna throw this at you.
No.
Legally, that's a joke. But I don't know. I just love Scotland. Like culture, food, people, nature, just everything about it's really cool. Obviously, Every country has their shortcomings as well. Not everything's a rosy image of what you see, but I really enjoyed my time there, and I'm not paid by the Scottish government to say that.
Yeah, I also enjoyed my time there when I went. I've been there once. Another question.
Mm-hmm.
You can either choose between explain the training competition and no, just explain the training and competition aspects of powerlifting and like what it is, or seals. I know they're like your favorite animal. I assume. I think so.
Yeah.
What makes seals so great?
Okay.
My favorite animal right now, you guys, has got to be
Meow.
probably a possum. It's been a possum for a while. An opossum, actually. A lot of people don't know this. The North American opossum is pronounced opossum. There's possums in Australia. They're not the same thing. You pronounce it opossum, technically. I mean, I'm still going to say possum. But the North American opossum is amazing. It's the only marsupial left in North America. They can't carry rabies very commonly, at least. Like in very rare instances, they may have it and then die shortly after. They carry their babies on their back and in the pouch. They're really cute. They can be easily domesticated. Their tails are amazing. They are very good for the environment. But unfortunately, they only live like 3 years, so that's really sad. But yeah, it's really nice. It's pretty sad. But yeah, that's why I like opossums.
I'm gonna go with powerlifting. So powerlifting is a niche sport in the strength community that focuses on the 3 lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift. In competition specifically, you have 3 attempts per lift, and you cannot go down in weight. Say you miss your first attempt, you can't go down in weight. You need a good lift in each category of squat, bench, and deadlift to constitute a total that represents your strength output, obviously, in kilograms. The way training looks, it focuses on hyperspecificity and specifically focusing on hypertrophy and machine exercises that do help contribute to joint health, bone density, muscular hypertrophy, and overall load management and being able to handle heavier loads. So when you are my brain's fried. When you are training for powerlifting, focusing on squat, bench, and deadlift while also doing machine work and other like cable exercises is really important. So realistically, if you're doing powerlifting right, you should be training like a bodybuilder who also does squat, bench, deadlift, and is good at doing all 3 as well. I can go into a lot of depth about this, but just given the time, I'm going to keep it a little simple. You have different phases of training as well, and when you decide to peak, that's when you're leading up to a competition where you want to have your nervous system overcompensate, so that way it's prepared to handle weights that it hasn't done before, while also taking fatigue out of your body. So your muscles and motor unit recruitment that is able to utilize muscle fibers is in tip-top shape, so that way you are able to express your strength at a maximal level.
Oh, and also, why do you love the sport so much?
I love this sport because I grew up with ADHD, and I am also quite high functioning, and it gave me an outlet. I did occupational therapy when I was younger, where it involved a lot of pushing, pressing movements, and like moving. And I just came to love the sport because it's kind of like the adult version of that for me. And just being able to do something where I can express myself in a way that isn't like boxing or like another sport where it's you versus another person. Powerlifting's entirely on you, whether or not it's competitive. And I think it's such a good sport. It gave me an outlet for sort of like my mental health and like my emotions, and it gave me like goals and stuff to work for, and it
also created pillars in my life where I can say to people, no, I can't do that. I have training. I have to do this because I have training. But at the same time, I can still have a social life. I can still eat donuts if I want. I can still do things that I want to do.
That's why it's better than bodybuilding.
I would say bodybuilding's very difficult in its own sense.
Yeah, it's cool, but yeah, I agree. I feel like lifting. I have only competed in powerlifting once, actually, just for the sole purpose of getting a bench record to put on my college app. But it was very, very fun, and I would compete again if I didn't have a lower back injury.
It's a very long, hard sport because you're doing this over multiple years, and it's kind of like short run, long run in economics. In the short run, you're trying to stack up small wins, where over time you end up building more muscle and increasing your strength in the long run. And for me, it just gives me sort of a base for my life of what I want to do. And it's also given me some career opportunities of coaching other people or starting my own business when it comes to coaching and teaching other people how to get into powerlifting and right programs. So in my opinion, it's given me a lot. Although I don't get money out of competing directly, there's so many other things I've found value in. And this could go for any sport that you find or any sort of interest that you have. You have a way to do it for yourself and make yourself a better person in general.
Yeah. Is that our last question? Or do you have time for seals?
Ooh, I think I could throw in seals for 4 more minutes. Seals are just awesome. I mean, I love seals. They're just cute. Like, the way they move around. I think it's really interesting how different ones are adapted for different environments. Like the Baikal seals swim under ice and everything. And then you also see ring seals, harp seals, monk seals. They're just cool. Like, the variation in them is really interesting. And I just love, I don't know, they're just cool little guys. Like, if I go to Japan at some point, I really want to go by the Tokari Center, see some seals that I've seen online. And it's just cool. Like, I like them.
I think they're also great because unlike other really cute or fascinating animals that you later come to find out are actually horrific, such as sea otters and dolphins, seals are just nice, bro. Like, they're just nice.
Except
and they
for leopard seals.
Leopard seals, yes, but I think leopard seals maybe not one. Okay, I maybe excluding leopard seals from the seal conversation because they aren't really that cute in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be sort of cute. It's not
They're
that cute.
cute,
There was that one that dragged that woman underwater
Yeah,
in like Antarctica, and then she just like that was not chill at all.
There's another one where he just like ripped a penguin out of its skin, basically.
Yeah, that's not chill at all, man.
That's not chill.
But other than that, seals are really, really chill. And they're cute, and their babies are really adorable, and they do cute things too. The thing with their heads where they like go in and out of the blubber and whatnot. What?
I don't know. It's the command that they say to them.
Oh, in that like Japanese aquarium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys! Everything in Japan is so awesome.
It's so cool, guys.
Dude, you know that when you go to Japan, they fix you with gold.
Did you know that in Japan they have a way of squirting ketchup that's different here?
Really? Wait. Can you describe it?
Well, it's like the ones that fold over and like it kind of sprays instead of just using a ketchup bottle. But I don't know. Again,
I'm not that.
it's
Honestly,
people romanticizing another culture.
that honestly made no sense to me.
Yeah.
The ketchup thing.
Japan's just like Japan's cool.
It's literally the future, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
No, it's literally the future.
It's
I don't
literally
know-
the future.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. It's
Literally the future. I think, again, rosy image of a culture, you don't actually know what's going on there, especially in the business life.
Yeah.
Business culture there is really bad.
Yeah.
Just not on a personal level, but just from stuff that I've seen of people who can't say no to drinks, and suddenly you're blackout drunk lying on the floor at a random station in Tokyo, and you have work in 3 hours. So it's I can't really speak on it because I'm not Japanese, but if anyone is, like, feel free to leave it in the comments.
Oh yeah. Final question relating to Japan: top 3 anime.
Ooh.
You can just like say
Okay.
it quickly. Maybe
Vinland Saga.
Maybe put on the spot is not a good idea, but.
Huh?
If you like being put on the spot, I understand.
No, I'm good. I'm
okay,
good.
Okay.
Vinland off the dome of what I've watched. Vinland Saga, Berserk, which is they're very basic titles, and One Punch Man. One Punch Man got me into lifting, so
Have you
I'll
seen
always.
the recent season?
Yeah, it is, and I heard the animation's really bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
But like that was the anime that got me into lifting. I'll forever have a special place in my heart with it.
It's valid.
So, yeah, hell yeah, guys.
It's valid.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, this is an awesome Saucin' podcast.
This was pretty awesome.
You know, we were actually supposed to have Fyodor as our stand-in co-host, but unfortunately he was not able to make it. That's okay though. It's okay.
This was really good. I
Yeah.
like the general questions.
Yeah, it's it's the podcast. It's the method. Our dedicated viewers, if you have reached this far, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more amazing content. And I'll have a Minecraft Let's Play coming out tomorrow probably. So yeah, y'all can watch that amazing gameplay as well. I'm sure the other members of the server have been doing amazing work while I have been doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, adios.